The Christian scientists are people who rely very much on the inner spirit, on the activation of Christ within for healing and for practicing in their lives. So the Christian scientist is very understanding that, yes, of course, we're not going to have a party if you have a family crisis, but why don't we sit down and pray for your father? And so they did. And then Joel continued to do this on his own. And when his mother arrived in England like 2 weeks later, his father was up and going strong. And they both came back, and the father lived for another 25 years. In 1920, a few years later, Joel himself contracted tuberculosis, which was rampant in those days, and many people died from it. He was given 3 months to live. Another Christian scientist came into the picture. They started praying, and he got better. Eventually, he himself got engaged in the Christian Science project and made a number of friends among the Christian scientists. And also in terms of business, the business that his father had founded went down because the lace industry wasn't so flourishing anymore. And then Joel started his own business and was traveling a lot. And then when he was 36 years old in 1928, he was in Chicago on a business trip, and he contracted a really bad cold. And he visited one of his Christian Scientist friends, and again, they were praying together. And at that point, he had what we would describe as a mystical experience. He had this overwhelming sense of oneness with God. And the universal energy was just flowing through him, and he felt that everything is, and he is as God. And his cold immediately evaporated. And then after this, he went back to his office, and a woman came to his office, and she didn't really want any business. She just said, somehow this woman realized that he had like a connection to a higher power. The woman said to him, please pray with me, and I will be better. And he said, okay. And he said, what am I going to do now? The only form of prayer he knew, since he had grown up in a non-religious household, was now I lay me down to sleep, you know, let God my heart to keep. And so he said, well, that's really not what I should be doing. So he just sort of relaxed into it and allowed God to come through him and just presented the woman's problems to God. And then after 15 minutes, she left and said thank you, and she was much better. And then that continued to happen. And about a year and a half later, his business associate said, you know, you haven't done any business in a year. And a lot of people come and call you, but they all want healing. They don't want your business. So why don't you go and set yourself up as a healer and stop occupying our offices so we can get on with our garment business? So he said, okay. And then after that, he started writing and developed things. He became a healer, and he developed this teaching called The Infinite Way. Here are some of his books. His first book was The Infinite Way, published in the 40s. And then after this, he had a whole number of texts, which I listed also in the bibliography, that are compiled from his lectures. There's a six-step practice that he advocates. It's a meditation practice, and it's very much from the mind. So it's a consciousness, mind-oriented practice. You begin by sitting comfortably and turn your attention inward, turning actively to the Christ, the power, the universal energy, the God within yourself. You allow any thoughts that come to be there. You accept reality as it is. You allow thoughts to flow. Then you ask yourself, what is God? And your goal really is to start to change your perception so you see God in everything that is. In this table, in the floor, in the lights, in the screens, in the people, in the nature. So we're surrounded, we're at one with, and we're surrounded by manifestations of God. And then you also listen deeply within and find that peace that comes from realizing that God is, and God is everywhere, and I am part of God. And you find peace and wonder. Yeah. Here are some of his characteristic statements. I am the Father are one. So I am one with cosmic universal energy. There's no power besides the I am present now. Our original self is God. And if he wants to define God, for him it is life, love, and law. God is already everywhere. The world does not need fixing. So we are not here to fix anything outside ourselves. We are here to realize we're already divine. All we need is to rest in our birthright. And this moment we have the opportunity to reject our human part and accept the divinity of our being. He also says that any meditation practice needs to come from within, so he refuses to have anybody else give you a meditation. He just says you sit quietly and you let it come from yourself. And he also says that you should not sit in meditation for more than 10 minutes at a time. And so breathe deeply, let your consciousness be quiet and open to God, and then after 10 minutes you go about your business. And then in another few hours you feel like you want to do it again, you do another 10 minutes. So he does not want you to do these long stretches, and he's also not founding any form of religion. So it's not like an organized structure. Our next practice is called Core Health, and the two slogans we have is the key is to be free, which means the practice is a practice of freeing yourself from the inside. And then a more recently developed slogan is live long, drop dead, which goes into the health issue. It came in relation to a new American sort of health thing where the people are quite popular nowadays, and they're saying, well, you know, we're declining as we get older and we want to stay healthy longer, so that this period where we're sort of decrepit and in hospitals and on medications gets shorter and shorter. And the teacher of the system says, oh no, we want to eliminate this period where we're getting decrepit and, you know, dependent on medication. So live long, drop dead. It was founded by Edwin Carlson, who is still alive. He was born in 1941, lives in Florida. And in his professional life, he was a dentist. And he practiced dentistry at a time in the 60s and 70s when the nature of dentistry really changed. And dental floss came in, and the fluoride was put in the water, so people did not have gum disease and cavities anymore than before. And he realized that. And so in his dental practice, he put a big notice saying, cavities and gum disease are optional diseases. You have a choice. You know, if you treat your teeth right, you will never have these issues. And it's true. And then he retired in 1991,